Okay, afternoon everyone. We might as well get started. There's still a couple of seats over here if people want to come in. I think the mission is to try and get this through in half an hour, which maybe a bit of a challenge. We'll see how we go. I've got lots of slides, but I'll try and whiz through a few, and then if we can, try and do something a little bit interactive. I'm not planning specifically interactive stuff, but I think I'd like to kind of generate a little bit of a discussion in the room if we can, and we'll kind of see how that goes. So, first thing I should say, can I recommend my cartoonist? So, uncannily accurate picture of me with one slight departure from reality, but I'll let you work out what that is. I'm here today, in theory, I'm shilling for Salesforce, but I'm hardly going to mention Salesforce in the course of this presentation, and they're stood at the back, so I'll probably have to deal with them later. But what I really want to do is talk about CRM and the importance of CRM in the sector. So very briefly, my background, I've worked in IT for 4 years. Before that, I worked for a while in the Cabinet Office, and before that, I spent a long time working in banking and retail. Those are areas where CRM is a very well-established technology, as I'll touch on. So that's a picture of the world-famous Plymouth home with our graduation. I refer to it as a tent. That's not the preferred option of our Vice-Chancellor. I think it's a marquee, but anyway, just to give you an idea of where we're from. What I want to talk about today a little bit is CRM in the outside world, by which I mean outside the sector, CRM in higher education, how you model a CRM deployment, what our vision has been at Plymouth, what our results are so far, what do people at Plymouth think of it, and what are we doing next. I will talk a bit about how our applicants and our students have experienced CRM, but I'm going to talk about it. I've only got one quote from them because it's been hard to get approval to use quotes from students, but I will talk a bit about the student experience, which is obviously the whole centre of this. So the first thing I want to say, CRM. So CRM is the green line. So this data I've captured off Gartner, as you can see, 2016. The green line is CRM. CRM is apparently going to be this year the single largest software sector in the world. Okay, and when I arrived at Plymouth 4 years ago, they didn't appear to anyone even thinking about the prospect of CRM. I spent a lot of time in the world of HE talking to people about CRM. Lots of universities are toying with it. Lots of universities have a faculty, or they're thinking about doing it in one particular part of the university. And the key message, which I'm on the tell them what you're going to tell them bit of the presentation, the key message I want to get over is you have to have a bigger vision to make CRM work. It is not a point solution to use in one part of your institution. It should be something you have a vision for across the whole of your institution. Seeing some nods, maybe I'm preaching to the choir, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so this is a light bit of shilling. So this is again looking at market players. Top right hand corner, Salesforce. I think Microsoft might also be in the room. There are a number of different vendors up there that are affected. We're a very happy Salesforce customer. I'm not going to talk about Salesforce really during the presentation. It is not the only technology that works. It's not my job to sell Salesforce. You can talk to Salesforce or Microsoft or whoever you want about the solution. What I want to do is convince you that CRM is going to transform HE, could transform HE if we wanted to. Okay, so that's the product bit. Right, so this, is everyone familiar with all these Gartner standards, yeah? So, key thing up here is really that a lot of this CRM technology is very mature. It's up in this slope of enlightenment plateau of productivity. There are a few things still hanging around over here, social CRM and whatever. But this is a really incredibly mature technology. My first CRM implementation, to date myself a little bit, I did the first CRM implementation at Marks & Spencer in 1990. Well, I was going to say 1998. We started it about 3 years before, and I'm not sure we finished it probably by 1998. So it's a technology that's more than 20 years old, even in the UK, even in quite a conservative organisation like Marks & Spencer's. We were trying to catch up with some of the more cutting-edge retailers at that point. The technology Salesforce or whether it's one of its many competitors. Only, well, maybe not many competitors, but the key competitors, these products just work. You don't need to worry about technology, and that's another key message that I wanted to get across. I'm going to stop showing you graphs of things because right, so what I want to talk to you a little bit about now is how we approached CRM. So this was our first stab at thinking about all the things that we wanted to do with CRM. So when I arrived at the institution, I arrived as part of, I'm sure everyone's familiar with this, there was a big restructure of our professional services back in 2012, and a whole new IT team was brought in. So there was a new CIO, I was brought in, a couple of other managers were brought in. And one of the things we discovered when we arrived is there were lots of little individual projects running that were doing things that we thought was CRM. So the employability team were trying to implement an employability solution. The recruitment admissions people were trying to get approval to implement Hobson's. So there were lots and lots of little projects all running point solutions. No plan to link it up, tie it together. I have since talked to a couple of universities where they've been doing CRM in an even more fragmented way, where an individual faculty or department were trying to implement a CRM solution. And we said, I think this was right, although there's been some tension over the course of the last 4 years, we said, no, we want a single solution that covers all these different things. Now, I'd love to tell you we've got all the way there. We are not all the way there. This is still a journey that we're on, and I'll talk a little bit about where we are in the journey in a minute. But what we said was, we want to cover the whole journey of the student through the university, right from when we first contact them, at those early stages when they're thinking of applying, right through to them being alumni or potentially business partners. Now that's a statement of bleeding obvious, I think, but still has been a very difficult challenge, certainly at my university, maybe it won't be at your university, to persuade people that yes, there may be a point solution for your particular problem that is perfectly fitted to you and will solve your problem better and quicker than a generic CRM solution. But there is value in having the whole thing tied up and being able to take a view of everything at once. And where we are, I would say today, is we have largely won that argument. There's one department at the university, I probably would be invidious of me to name which one, which is still very resistant to the idea of being joined up with everyone else. They have been, they're on my list of departments that have been implemented, but they're still kind of a little bit itchy about it. No, we love change in IT. So that, I think, that has worked well. The challenge for us is this picture, which actually we stole from Salesforce. It was a Salesforce sales thing that we got right in the early days. It's way too simplistic. So, and I think it affected our thinking. And I think we've been on a kind of three and a half year journey on this. The first year, our journey went round in little tiny circles because we had this very kind of non-specific, high-level view of what we were trying to do. And we were going around to all these departments and saying, right, you need to get on board this is going to be great. I know Hobson's is terrific and it does exactly what you want, but we've got this vague, non-specific idea for a solution that probably might in the future be much better. And that was quite a hard sell. So the things we had to do is we had to get much more specific about what it was we were trying to do. And we also found that we needed to get in, we needed to almost kind of force the door open, start implementing, and then we started to see people understand. And the example that I often use is we did a lot of work around research and innovation as we call it at university, so a lot of business partnerships. I'll show you a little bit of information on that a bit later. So we're collecting all this information about all the local businesses that we have partnership contacts with. They are all in these hideously complicated spreadsheets that are being held by the various innovation centres and whatever. They're all in different formats. It took us a year to get that working with almost no work on the CRM. It was all standardised. It just took us a year to clean all the data and get it the system, we turned up to talk to the employability people in the course of that, and we said, and they said, well, our big challenge, of course, is placement, so we need to know all the local businesses. How on earth are we going to do that? And we said, oh, that's fine, we've already got that. And that was a point at which people started to go, oh yeah, there's actually a point to joining this stuff up. And we got that for free. And that was a really important moment, I think, in the senior people at university really visualising what it could do for them. So I've mentioned that this is a rather simplistic view. This is our visualisation now. The reality underlying this is a bit more complicated. So what this is all the different areas we have ferreted around into. So there's events here, there's all about the information about attendees, there's application processing, there's student accounts, there's partner inquiries, it's all this stuff. And I have a slide of this which I don't have with me, which shows exactly where we are, or where we were, through the process of implementation, so that we could, at every project meeting we went to every couple of months, we could say we're 83% through this, 47% through that. And that visualisation, which wasn't done by me, it was done by the project manager, was really, really powerful. Partly in communicating to our stakeholders, but for us to think much more clearly about the complexity of the business processes we were trying to model. And that initial simplified model really didn't help us at all. It made I think the rest of the institution think we were a little bit feeble-minded, because we had this, we can just solve this problem with software, and solve it really not for you. And this was the point at which everyone went, oh, okay, the project team and the technology information services are starting to understand what it is that we're about here, and starting to get engaged with that. So that modelling was it's a picture. That probably took us 2 years from initial, we think we need a CRM, to get to that level of description of our problem. Okay, guys got the dread word in the middle. I didn't realise I had we actually used the Salesforce word. So the point of this, and the same would be true of other solutions that you might choose, is that we've progressed over time. So we started out with this idea that CRM would do everything. And we've progressed in our thinking quite significantly in a couple of ways. So one way is now we look at the whole ecosystem around CRM and look for other products. And as I say, that's helped us. We've picked a number. And those products, often we find now that our stakeholders are coming to us and saying, well, we went to a conference and someone's using this product and we'd like to use it because it looks like it solves a problem. Or sometimes they will say, and again, it would be invidious to name names, but they'll say, the product that you've implemented, the ecosystem what you've implemented, is rubbish. I've seen a better one. Can I have the better one? We're just in the process of replacing one of the products on here with a different and better one. And that wasn't our idea. That was something that the next team came to us with. That's probably the issue with sharing this. So that idea of an ecosystem was really important to us, and it enables us to fix problems very quickly, and we can experiment. So we can try something out. We can say, oh, we want a solution for this. So I was at a Microsoft conference last week, and there was some conversation around the subject of how do you handle events and booking people in event software. And the point was made that Salesforce doesn't do that, and the Microsoft product does, which is true. So that's a shortcoming of the product, but we were able to solve that by using one of the products up here, and that enabled us to solve that problem. So the different products have different strengths and weaknesses. As I say, although notionally I'm here to shelf for Salesforce, I'm not actually going to. Different products have different strengths and weaknesses, but whether you use that product or a different one, you can solve the problem with the ecosystems of smaller products that go around here. And I would really recommend you look at that. One of the things we did, we initially engaged a third party to deliver our Salesforce solution for us. They really knew their stuff, but it didn't work out too well for us, partly because they didn't do educational discounts. So that got pretty expensive pretty quickly. We liked working with them, and we've completely changed our model. So whereas initially the plan was to get them to deploy our CRM for us, what we do now is we have a very relatively low-level resource. We engage them for about 25 to 30 days a year, and we use them to help us work out what a solution to our problem might be. So when somebody comes to us and says, well, we've got this business problem, how can you help? We'll give them a call, and maybe they'll come down and facilitate the workshop for us, or they'll talk to us about it, and they'll say, well, you could do it this way, you could use this product, maybe you need to write something yourself, or maybe the product does it, or and that really helps us with our deployment. That little bit of advice, even though we've been using the product for quite a while. I don't want to focus too much on this. So this is a standard Gartner deployment. So implementing Salesforce at Plymouth is my 4th CRM deployment. I did clarify, first of all, at Marks & Spencer's, if anyone's had experience of huge corporate grade CRMs, especially as they were back in the 90s, you will share my pain. This is a model about how you might do it. Those of you who are Gartner customers can find this, and there's a lot more detail behind it. The crucial bit for me is that bit up front, and I've already mentioned it, so this is a bit I'm going to reinforce what I said at the beginning. Is that vision and strategy bit at the front. So many deployments I see, myself and my team spend quite a bit of time going out talking to other universities about how to approach CRM. There are other universities in the country that are as advanced in the use of CRM as us, or maybe more, but who seem less out there about it. We talk a lot about it to a lot of people. The big challenge is to try and get that vision up front. Even if you don't necessarily get full buy-in from the institution to say, yeah, we want you to do CRM everywhere. Even if you don't get that buy-in, it's still worth you having a view as to what you're trying to achieve as a whole. Rather than, because then as things come up, you can start to join those things together. And there is real value in being able to join those things together, and people will start to see the value. And that is what we see. Even the most resistant teams have come over time, as I say, with one exception, as they started to see the value that comes from joining everything up. So, I just want to talk a little bit about what we've seen. So really, 2 benefits we have seen from our CRM solution. And one is that we can now do this kind of stuff. Now, many universities, or some universities at least, have this sort of information available to them anyway. But we have graphs and dashboards for all our processes that are on the CRM, drop out pretty straightforwardly from the CRM. We didn't have this stuff before, and I'll give some examples. So this is employability. So this is career guidance by month. So this is this month, which when I got the data, there'd only been one. But it's just a simple enough thing. How many people have contacted for career guidance? How many have actually had a career guidance interview? How many actual interactions have we had, whether children that be requests? How many group sessions we've run? Previously, if the head of employability wanted this information, it just wasn't there. Although we had an access-based booking system and all this different stuff, if you actually wanted to just know how many career guidance sessions have been run, she had to get her PA to sit and count them up in the calendar. Now, those things sound trivial, but when you accumulate that across the university, that availability of data has been a really compelling story that we've got. Now, you don't actually need the CRM to do that, you just need a system, because it can't really matter what it is. But the fact that you can get all that, the fact that those graphs and dashboards look similar in different areas so people can move around, has been a really powerful part of our story. Slightly funny shape of pie charts. So again, these are, this is employability again. So this is information by faculty. I've put another more detailed dashboard in there, you won't be able to see it, but just to give you an idea. Again, this sort of availability of data was just not there. The faculties absolutely love this, and one of the things that happened with the employability team is that the faculty started beating down the door of the employability team. So one of the things, there are kind of all sorts of things you see when you stare at this. So you see that there are far more interactions with our science and engineering faculty almost as many with science and engineering as they have with all the other faculties put together. That doesn't necessarily translate into more career guidance sessions, it does a few more. So then we can start to ask ourselves questions. And I mustn't use the word business, but the faculties or the other parts of professional services can really start to think about what they're doing. And I think then you start to forget that this is about a bit of software. This is a potentially transformative bit of information. Why is it that so many more people from science and engineering, which is not our biggest faculty, why is it that so many more people from science and engineering are talking to careers of anyone else? And in particular, Faculty of Arts and Humanities, which is our biggest faculty, so few people are talking to careers. And at the moment, the Arts and Humanities are working away trying to encourage their students to talk to the careers. And that's, like I say, that's just a bit of information that's popped out. That wasn't particularly designed, that wasn't something, we didn't start out saying we have this really fundamental requirement. We need to know how the breakdown of careers contacts goes by faculty. It just popped out of the process. Research. I'm kind of conscious I don't want to spend too long going through lots of tedious looking graphs, but again, more information. This is not, I think the key thing is this is not rocket science. This is simple bar charts and pie charts. This is information about a number of inquiries of different kinds, the origins of those inquiries. Nothing clever. This isn't stuff we've sat and spent weeks and weeks and weeks working out about what we report on. This is just obvious stuff that the teams have been able to pull out of this solution. Okay, yet more charts. I think I'm almost at the end of the charts now. So this is research and innovation. So again, this is about contact information. Budgets, unused budget hiding around the place. Again, just provision of information in a fairly pretty format. I've taken the numbers off here. This has been a very interesting chart. This is a measure of adoption. So what this is number of logins into the system. One of the things that I often hear about CRM, I think a lot of universities are very focused on recruitment and admissions in CRM, because that is a problem area for everybody. Current environment, there's lots of pressure on recruitment and admissions, so lots of universities have focused their thought on CRM. And that, on recruitment and admissions. So admissions is the black line. So they are the people who use it most. So that is roughly, this data is a little bit old, I'm afraid, but that's August, so that's clearing. But to give you a rough idea, that in August that was around 900 logins in that month by the recruitment team. What I really wanted to show you with this is so that spike is the call centre. So that's obviously clearing as well. And you can see back here we didn't have clearing. We actually had CRM live here, but we were too scared to use it for clearing. So we wanted a whole year of live running before we were ready to use it for clearing, given the criticality of clearing. But what I want to show you is everybody is using this, and we are getting. So this purple line is my personal favourite. That's admissions tutors. Right. So admissions tutors, academics in the faculties, who we never thought we would get to use the CRM. And actually, after clearing, we used to operate a system. I don't know how others do this. I haven't worked at another university. We set up a call centre on campus. We have lots of students come along and run the call centre for us. About 80 students come run the call centre. When someone needs it, and they have a certain degree of authority to give approvals. When they need to contact an admissions tutor, up until 2015, the plan was they wrote that on a bit of paper and they held it in the air. And someone else came over and said, oh right, okay, that's the message, who do I need to take it to? And that person would physically run off across the campus to look for the admissions tutor to answer that question. Once the admissions tutors saw that all that information is available in CRM, they said to us, what the hell are you doing? So it wasn't us. So what the hell are you doing? Why can't we come have that information? offices and they could access the information there. It was all available to them. But also we ran a little room in the call centre so they could come over and sit there if they wanted to. And the admissions tutors, that was not an area we ever thought we'd get to, because we thought the idea of getting academics to use a CRM system was a bridge too far. But actually they demanded it. And they came to us and said, we need you to do this. Okay, so couple of slides on the actual material impact. These are both focused on recruitment admissions. Having said that recruitment admissions is only one of many things, it is the thing that our business case is really built on. It's the thing that materially generates the revenue and the savings that pays for a lot of the other stuff to happen. So over the course of 1 year, we had an increase of 58% in our application day registrations. This is one example of a student quote I've got approval to use. I'm not sure how much I like the student quote, actually. I'm not sure I'm that wild about the fact that we emailed them every 5 minutes and that was better than everyone else. But anyway, we have put a lot of work into use of email to students. We do a lot on social media. It's an area, though, as yet we haven't really properly automated. Don't get too excited. I can't afford it. But it is an area we want to do more, is trying to find ways to automate it on social media. But that is a huge jump. The challenge we've got at the moment, and the bit that we haven't really quite cracked yet, is it's one thing to get more people coming to our open days. But for those of you who don't know, Plymouth's miles down in the West Country. But we need to maintain our conversion rate. So if our conversion rate drops, we just get more people coming and having their free tea that we provide to applicants and their parents, and then not staying and not coming to university. So at the moment, we've got a 68% increase in application day attendance, a rather lower increase, but still an increase in conversion. So, instantly, while I mentioned conversions is a rather tense topic, because conversions, suddenly now with Salesforce, now we've got, conversion used to be a number. So people across universities used to talk about conversions, and what they meant was how many applicants that we offered a place actually came. And now conversion, lots of different conversions. There's conversions right through the process, and that's been one of our difficult challenges actually. As more information is available, is helping people to understand how to interpret all that different information. And we're doing for time. Okay? No one's got up and left yet anyway. So. This is my favourite slide. This is I show this a lot internally. So this is the tap slide, as it is. So this is turnaround time. I'm pretty sure if I had a recruitment admissions list here, they'd not be very wild about that first one. So that's the year when we were starting to implement Salesforce. And we were constrained because we were parallel running paper in Salesforce. So many of you will have automated systems, be it Hobson's or whatever. We were in the happy position from the point of view of building our cost case that we had a paper-based system for recruitment admissions in 2014. That's in 2014. We had a paper-based system. People setting their applications, or we got them through UCAS, and we printed them out in the file. I hope nobody is doing that. I was mildly astonished. But you can see the effect of that. 70% of our admissions took us more than 10 days to process. And there was a big team of people, so the teams actually got smaller over these 2 years. And look at the impact we've had on turnaround times now. Some of you may be looking at that and thinking, oh, your turnaround times are still rubbish. Again, from my point of view, the important thing is we're going in the right direction. And also, crucially, 2015 we were fully deployed. So there's still improvement, even though we were fully deployed. And the improvement really is driven by process improvement. So one of the things we've tried to do, I'm not going to talk about this at all, but we've tried to implement continuous improvement in some teams as well. So it's got nothing directly to do with the CRM product. But we've also put in place a Six Sigma-based continuous improvement process, so that people are working away all year round trying to tweak the process and improve it. Sorry, some of these are tiny, but I've expanded the one I like the most. Um, so these are comments from the people who use the system. So at the moment we have around 200 people who use the system all day, every day. And then we have a bunch of people who come on clearing and whatever. So the sorts of comments we've got, I thought being in a paperless office was a myth. Right? I never thought it would become an actual reality. So again, I'm sure many of you are not in a situation where you're operating your stuff on paper. So that's just an argument for having a system, whether it's CRM or it's Univ or there. This one I think is really important. So so this is an email that I received just before clearing back in August from the head of recruitment and admissions. As we come to the end of the first day of confirmation, I'm delighted to say that the confirmation tool has made such a difference. We have virtually finished confirmation. So like many of you, I would guess, at clearing we have a bunch of people come in on Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. We had all these people in, and by about 4 o'clock on Saturday we finished. And that had never happened before. So again, in terms of responsiveness, in terms of cost, it's a huge benefit to us. So I just kind of wrap up. I mentioned that our journey is still a long one. So we've done a lot of stuff. We've done employability, we've done research, we've done innovation, we're doing complaints, we've done recruitment and admissions. I describe it as our donut deployment. The original plan was we would do all those things around the outside, and then the core bit would be the delivery of a tutor system, so that all that data collected together could be provided to the desktop of tutors who could then see information about students. That bit we haven't got to yet. We're working on that at the moment. We did it that way round. We thought that was the most valuable bit of the solution. We did it that way round because we wanted academics to actually have some value out of the system. That the data was there when we present, once they started using the system. We didn't want them to be the people who were actually keying in the information about the students. So we're working on that this year. We started to use our CRM as a repository for data. So we're starting, and this is something I think if you're thinking about going on this journey, we took a very purist view that we would say, you can't have a point solution, you've got to do everything in the CRM. We're getting less purist now. And we're at the point where we say, well, if you really got a specific reason why you think you need a point solution and that it would be much easier to do than do it in CRM, that's fine. All we need to do is plug that data into the CRM. And that's something that we're getting a little bit nuanced about now that we weren't originally. And what that means is CRM becomes a repository, it becomes the place we store information about the student journey. It isn't necessarily always the place we do all the processing. And I don't know if anyone's in the room from Campus Ed. At the moment we're working on a solution for something we call S3, which I'll just briefly touch on in a minute before I finish, which has got a front end of Campus Ed, which is a mobile app, and the data is stored in CRM in the back. Learning analytics, buzzwords. We plan to use CRM as our platform for delivering learning analytics. And we want to make more use of this ecosystem and allow us to be more flexible. I started with a complicated picture, I'll finish with an even more complicated picture. So this is our student services, this is a view of student services. These are all the different business processes within student services and how we deliver them. Each of these little tiny hexagons is an element of the solution that we deliver using a different platform. And we're looking to migrate all of that either to the CRM directly or to plug the data into CRM. And that's a challenge for the next couple of years. That's the person who provided me lots and lots of the slides. So he's the project manager. I promised him I'd give him a little credit. Ruben's done a fantastic job for us. Any questions? I think the main thing I would do differently is I'd be much less one true way-ish about everyone's got to be on Salesforce or whatever product you want to use. I would definitely use it as a repository, and I would say if there's a really good reason why you want to use that product and we'll plug it into. And I think that, for me, is a much more pragmatic approach. Then over time you can move people to the CRM, and I think we got too purist too early, and it stalled us for a year. The principal way we decided how to split was this: Unity was already there, so we kind of fit Salesforce around it. We took the view that Unity was a system of record, to use a garden term, so we couldn't mess with that. So one of the things, the decision we made quite early, is we would extract data from the student record system in Salesforce, and we do a lot of that, but we would not load data into the student record system from CRM, because the student record system is sacrosanct. We are looking at our student record system, whether we're going to upgrade it or replace it. I think the vendor is in the room at the moment, trying hard not to look in. So we're looking at that, and we will think about what the interface would be, and I think it will move a little bit. Perhaps another answer to the person who asked the first question would be to say, again, part of our conceptualization and a little bit to do with that honeycomb diagram, we're starting to think of both student records and CRM as a bundle of different applications, and thinking many of which could be in either platform, and we're starting to think about how we bundle those things together much more as thinking of two great big blocks of systems.
Can I just complete the question about process? So from a process point of view, how do you decide where the handoff is, which tool you use for which particular process, for instance? Some of these are a bit of the student record system.
Yes, and as I say, it was really as simple as we took the student record system as it was, and said we're not going to mess with it. Right?
So you sort of froze it.
Kind of safety first. Sorry, there was someone at the back who had a question.
Second question.
Okay.
So you said that you had only one-way data flow, which I don't understand. When you make a decision about an application from the CRM, you must provide it to the student record system. You decide to use it.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so there is a two-way data flow.
No, there's a one-way data flow, and then there's a person with some fingers. And that's, I mean, we could flow the data back in. The concern is the security of the data and the validation, and that we're worried about making sure the data is valid going back in. That's a precautionary thing, and something we will be looking at, and something we'll be looking at as we go through our student record system, because the two ways of flow would be better.
When you've got your lawyer on this system, it's presumably going to come out as the nudges you're going to do. How do you manage to hand over the analytics system to CRM? Where are you going to decide who you're responding to drive those interventions?
Well, I can give you my intention.
Yeah, no, I'm interested.
Well,
I don't think it's a right or wrong answer.
well, even at Plymouth University, there are a lot of people who have a view on this, and I'll give you my view. There will be a negotiation over the coming year as we get through this. My view is that the Salesforce tool will be on the platform, on the academic desktop, and that will be the method we will use to deliver the nudge, to use your word, to the academic. So the academic will, I've talked about what we call S3, the student services system, which at the moment is all bespoke. Salesforce will do that, and the nudge will be delivered through Salesforce, which will be the platform that we'll use for that stuff. The nudge won't be generated necessarily in Salesforce, but it will be delivered.
And that will count for the nudge direct to students as well.
Tricky area.
Campus.
Right, so correct. So the tricky area is that the Salesforce model at the moment, cost model, makes it really impractical to use for students because it just costs us too much money. So that's why we started to use Campus M, because they don't charge us per user. Slightly delicate area because we are effectively, what we're doing with our Salesforce model is slightly dubious. We're putting all the data in Salesforce, but then saying, oh, by the way, no one's using the data because we're just pumping the data out through the system. And that's a conversation I've certainly had with Salesforce about really we'd like an enterprise model, because at the moment we've got to the point where we are now looking for ways to manage our cost by interactions with students happening not through Salesforce just because of the numbers.
Thank you.
We started off, the first diagram was one view, the whole customer journey. Did you end up splitting that down into different models, different types of verticals customer? Is it still one customer? A prospect's different to a student?
No, right. So it's still one view. You can still get a view of the entire journey. We don't ever use the word customer, and in fact, I've talked about CRM in this room. At Plymouth University, it is the relationship management system. It's not a CRM. So we never use the word customer, but yes, you have a single view of the whole of all the bits that we have. We don't yet have every bit of the journey, but all the bits of the journey So the four letters that I lose sleep over in this context and lots of others are GDPR. And yes, I think we've got a lot of concerns around what the implications will be about right to be forgotten and so on, and how we deal with that. And one of the reasons for keeping student records separate from Salesforce is that broadly our argument is going to be a student record we have to keep because it has statutory significance, whereas data on the student journey in Salesforce we can be much more flexible about. If you want to go, we'll make it go. So that's kind of a part of the reason, the distinction. Well, that does bring us back to the have we quite got the right boundary, and I don't think we have quite got the right boundary, and I think we'll need to do some more for GDPR to split the side of it. Any other questions?
In terms of supporting getting this through, I'm guessing the CIO role was very important.
Oh, well, it would be if we had one.
Oh, you don't have it, Sarah, you said you had one.
We used to have one, but our CIO is no longer with us. A story I could tell you another day.
Maybe not later.
So, no, I report to the Chief Operating Officer of the Registrar, and his supports leadership. Okay. Thank you very much. I hope you got something useful out of it.